Alrighty, this should be working, hopefully. I got into a couple of different conversations and I completely lost myself, so I apologize for the lateness of this. I've been getting out of that. I don't want to get back into that. Look who's nearly on time. Indeed. Let's see here. I've got some things, some stuff and things. Let's see if this is working. Okay. I just grabbed all of this food so that I can throw all of it into our food processor and get survival stuff. Just throw a bunch of it in there because it'll, when it runs out, it'll clear out the queue, which is pretty good. And I'm also running cameraless today, mainly because this game is UI intensive. Anytime you open up like a menu like this, there's a lot of stuff to Empyrion, a lot of stuff to Empyrion, and it can be a little daunting at first, but oddly enough, the learning curve is steep for maybe the first couple of hours that you play it, and then it's all downhill from there. The curve, not the game.
I thought you were gonna zombie today.
Well, yeah. We'd given. There was a conversation yesterday because you may or may not have heard George Romero, the guy who basically created the zombie as we know it today, passed away yesterday, and it's a pretty big blow, huge loss to the horror movie fan clubs out there that have followed his work, and it's terrible. He was an older guy, and time caught up with him, and I don't know the exact cause, but it sucks that we lost him. So I'd thought about I should either play Dying Light or State of Decay, or some zombie culture game that I have, because I've got a couple of them. Also, the server will yell out random things. Yes, the server will yell out random things. This is a server held by Festa, and I'm so very grateful for that, because it gives the way that multiplayer works in Empyrion is that if you jump into somebody else's server, there is a great likelihood that you could get griefed in some circumstances, things like that, and the only way that co-op multiplayer is available is either renting a private server or setting up your own dedicated, or a LAN game, which unfortunately, as Sargonis and I have found out, can be a little bit sketchy. They are working on it. This is in alpha state, but I think after even just watching it for a bit, you'll find out that for an alpha state game, this is pretty impressive. I've played in a couple of alpha, beta state games before, and on a couple of different platforms, and this is probably the most polished alpha state that I have seen to date. So I'm pretty impressed with it, if you can't tell. It's certainly worth the $20 if you can find it. Hello, how's it going? Let's see. I gotta. Let me find this out. I'm just gonna refer to you as Sid. I'm sorry, but it's probably gonna end up happening, because otherwise I'll screw up names. I'll think you're somebody else, and then you'll get a multiple personality disorder, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But I'm me. How can you be you? Sorry, every time I think of something like that, I can't help but think of Will Sasso. That guy's friggin' hilarious. So I've set up, as you can tell, we've got quite the stock of goodies here. I've got a constructor, and I've got a refinery. This is not a, this is just a regular large constructor. There's a bunch of different ones. There is a personal constructor. Have fun. Don't get run over. My wife is taking off and leaving me alone here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Break out the beer. Wait, no.
Make sure the hookers are gone before I leave.
Okay. Make sure the hookers are... The stripper pole? Okay, no problem. No problem. It comes down pretty quickly, so. Alright. And now you know the real reason why there's no camera. The house is just full of strippers. No. So the constructors, the way that these things work, there's a tech tree, and I can go into all this stuff. I'm trying to get to a specific point today, which is weird. All this building and hard work you see was done by market. Well, yeah, but see, listen, here's the thing. I don't think you put enough stock in what you did early game, dude. I really don't. Because all of the mining that you did early on kept me from having to do it. And in keeping me from having to do it, I was able to focus on utilizing the materials you were collecting to build this thing. It's pretty large. I mean, the whole complex is built into a mountain. The terrain deformation in this game is pretty good. Although I would have to say, if I had to choose a terrain, okay, let me see how to word this without sounding stupid. The terrain deformation in this game is good. I prefer the terrain deformation in you stupid terrain, in Space Engineers, which a lot of people compare this game to. But while they are very similar, they are grossly different. The physics in this one, they're much more arcadey, where the physics in Space Engineers is a lot more rigid. If you're looking for a more rigid physics experience, I would suggest Space Engineers. However, the benefits of Empyrion is that there is a lot more to do right off. Stop bad-mouthing my terrain. Excuse me. There's trade-offs for each one, but they're both. I think Space Engineers is still in development as well, so they might add some quest lines and stuff like that, stuff to do a little bit. I mean, I like a sandbox game, but I do like to have more of an objective in mind than just building stuff and blowing things up, because a little objective never hurt anyone. So let's see. I've got this specific point that I had in mind today. Was like kind of going into how to build something that moves. I mean, most anybody can put together a base like this. The theory behind it is not very complex, although it has taken me a few weeks to dig all of this out. You have a mining tool that allows you to remove terrain or resource mine. Removing terrain takes out much more of it in a whack than resource mining, so it's a little slower to do it that way. But you gain rock out of it, which can be used in concrete. There's a ton of stuff in here, and specifically for you to see that a lot of this stuff in here is free use. Do with it what you will. I've been moving things. I just haven't gotten around to this particular box yet. Smeeshi, how's it going? Specifically, there's this right here, because I know you're partial to taking things out at a distance. Um, we could easily get into that. But since this is the game is not planetary survival, it's called galactic survival. I'm actually going to be looking at going out into space here pretty soon. Unfortunately, we only have one ship that will make it to space, that will make it into orbit around Akua, the planet that we're on. And that ship only has one seat. So we either need to collaborate and put together something that can be that can take us both up there, or you need to build yourself a ship to get out there with me. And pretty much you know what I should do is set up one of these guys to just pump out blocks. Okay. Because we've got tons of iron. And I'm making a minor attempt at keeping this stuff, keeping some of this stuff organized as well as I can. It doesn't work too well. I see somebody moving in there. So let's see here. Green Man. So let's see. We have I've got some things labeled, you know, as far as what they're supposed to do. And Hap, you can, you know, feel free if you feel like miking up, then, you know, you're more than welcome to join that. Just, of course, know that your voice will be broadcast over my stream, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. I like to warn people before I go on, so that they know. It usually primes Fuzz to start swearing, but, you know how she is. You need to see a release form first. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so these, the way that I have these refrigerators, I'm gonna rot some corn here, because we don't need all of this stuff. It's useful, but it's also useful as rotted food. I've been throwing stuff in lockers, because I've been testing a theory, and it seems to be proving true. The controls are unfamiliar. uh, there is. Oh no, maybe. Okay. My theory is that the food processor is now refrigerated, and I might have thrown. I did throw other durian into this food processor that may have screwed up the perish times, but I don't think things are rotting in the food processor anymore. So if you want to rot food, you'll need to find a storage bin or just keep it on your person in order to do that. Now, you might be sitting here, if you're not familiar with Empyrion, you might be thinking to yourself, why in the hell would you want to rot food? What is the point behind that? That is a very good question. When I started the game, I didn't realize that it was useful. So when food would rot on my character, I'd just drop it and it would vanish. Whoops. There are recipes for things, blueprints for things in the food processor that require spoiled food. Nutrient solutions to make basically everything in here. You need a bit of the funk. So, yeah. So I blew it early on and couldn't build some stuff and had to wait out perish times. And there are a lot of things that have perish times, and they are various as far as how long it takes it to rot. Like wheat takes forever. That I think starts out with a perish time of 68 or something like that. Whereas the akua berries take like I think they have a perish time of 20, 15, or 20. Yeah, somewhere between 15 and 20. So they rot pretty quickly. So it's good to grow those specifically to spoil them and have the spoiled food um, come from that, because it'll rotate quickly enough. Um, we've had a big active farm for quite a few days within the game now. So we've got a pretty good stock of edibles behind us, and one of the things that I'm going to do here, just to get this process started, we've got a boatload of sathium. I am going to create a couple hundred of these. The hardened steel blocks take a lot more ammunition, or take a lot more damage before they're blown up. Now, this is the drill skiff that Hephaestus just jumped in, and as you can see, there's an LCD screen that just says "My goodness." The story behind that is there used to be an LCD screen on the manual drills that we had on this skiff, and it took it was very sketchy how the whole drill thing worked with physical, with spinning drills. It was real sketch. It didn't work very well, and it required some finesse in order to properly drill something out. This is a sledgehammer. This requires zero finesse. This is point at the ground, click the button, and destroy everything around you. Now the neat thing is, I just added a device to this skiff that I can shoot myself in the face. There we go. And it clips, thankfully. But a drill turret on something like this is handy, because you've got a little bit of motion, a little bit of leeway with your direction where you're pointing. Unfortunately, the range on this particular turret is not very good. However, with both of us doing this at the same time, we are rapidly filling up the harvester with crushed stone. Those red boxes, I've got two of them just for symmetry's sake. Those right now are filling up with stone. In fact, from the devices in here, I can find the harvest box that is open to being filled, and while Hap is drilling away, I think it'll sit here and update it. You can just go ahead and carve out some of the rock, just to see how quickly this thing works. It's disgusting. Hence the reason for the "my goodness" on the LCD screen there. You drive this like Fuzz drives in GTA. Now, for some finer control of a hover vessel, because they are a little sketchy, there's an item you can create in a constructor called an artificial mass block. There is one just behind dead center of this vehicle, because the front end is rather heavy. And then there's also the shift key. The shift key will level you off to the ground when you are in a hover vessel. And see, just since that little conversation that I had with myself right there, that is we almost got a stack of rock out of that. So this thing digs holes in the ground, and it does it very, very quickly. There are dudes. We don't have offensive turrets on this thing, and I'm pretty sure that you don't have all the medical stuff you're going to need, you're going to want when they hit you. So maybe we can go and suit you up for a situation like that, because you'll want bandages. Those things cause open wounds. Those things do poisonous bites. So you'll want you'll want some stuff for that one. And I have, even though they don't perish, I have them in a fridge upstairs, because it was a convenient place to put it. Let's see, we'll just yank the stone out of there. And we have quite a flippin' bit of stone. But I was telling Hap yesterday, you've got to try the drill because I mean, yeah, it's terrifying, but it's also a lot of fun to operate. Now, if you hit U, that's what puts your helmet on. But, you know, keep in mind oxygen. We are in an oxygenated atmosphere, so, you know, you'll run your oxygen out of your tank and suffocate to death in your own helmet. Yes, I've done it before. It's good times. There is an oxygen tank up here. I think I have... let's see, and then I think T is the player light. No. Oh, T is all the lights. Yeah, and whatever you do, do not point at the base and hit P. Because, oh my god, that would really, really mess everything up. I've done it before. I've turned off the base power, and unfortunately that means all this stuff dies pretty well instantly, which is kind of sucky, but at the same time, alright, well, you know, it's the way it works. You need to have an enclosed system, because unfortunately as soon as it drops below 70 degrees real temperature, you know, like in the game, in the atmosphere temperature, or not atmosphere, you know what I'm talking about, like right here, climate controlled, yeah, that's it. This is a climate controlled room. Once a room is no longer controlled against the climate, it dips below 70 degrees, every plant you have dies. So, yes, it's very risky. What, telling you about it? Yeah, it's probably a very bad idea. But, you know, just in case you just go punching keys one day, because I do that. You know, like, oh crap, I can't remember which one. Clink, 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 clink. So let's see. There's a ton of blocks. We've got, there is a case over here with a bunch of building materials in it randomly. In order to build a vehicle, you'll need one of these, a small vessel starter. There are 4 classes of construction, and all of them require a core. If the core is removed, it's gone. It should be added, do you really want to turn off all the power? Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Yep. Or link it to a switch. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. So that you know. But yeah, I think your idea is the best one. So. Hit me. So the the overall point is for us to either get a ship that will carry more than one person into space, or you know, just like building a single seater like I've done over here, because this is just a throw together that I built. I know it's weird because this really was thrown together, and once you start shipbuilding in Empyrion, you'll realize how easy shipbuilding is in Empyrion, and it will just naturally come to you. This vessel has most of its sensitive components covered up by something or another, mainly because, you know, enemy fire, and that kind of really messes up your day. And like I said earlier, if something loses its core, it loses its ability to function, and you do not want that. It is basically a kill switch. There is a core upstairs for this base. It's buried under a lot of rock. It's behind a bunch of stuff. So hopefully it won't ever, you know, come under fire and die. But if that core is destroyed, all of this base shuts off. So keep that in mind when you are constructing, especially vessels you're going to point towards enemy gunfire. You really want to make sure that that core is covered up, that you protect it, that it's behind as much armor as possible. and that you recognize where it is on the vessel, because if you start taking fire in that location, because yes, the AI points directly at it all the time, you want to make sure that you don't get it clipped. So that is a thing. Now, the downside to the way that Empyrion works with multiplayer is I do not believe that we can access access an object at the same time. You can't get into a constructor while I'm in it, or I can't get into a storage container while you are in it. That should be the case. I want to see if that is true. If you have just interact with the advanced constructor, the blue one there, because I should get a message that says this is being interacted. That is the case. Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah, you'll get a message currently occupied. So it's like the toilet. You'll get that message in there. Okay. All right. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit at this constructor over here and kind of talk you through what to do with shipbuilding. And I figure it might be worth it to go ahead and build independently, because then we'd have multiple vessels to use. So Shaw, yay, Shaw! How's it going, Shaw? I'm waving like the camera's on. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm running camera free today, in case you didn't notice, because I am loath to cover up any part of the screen for Empyrion. It's yeah, it's rough, because there's really nowhere on the screen that the camera could go and be of any real size, any useful size to anyone, without covering up pretty much the half of a menu system. So now in the constructor, this is a regular constructor, not an advanced constructor. So the expanded tech tree is not available in this one. Like, I can't build these fusion cells in a regular constructor. It requires the other one in order to do it. Now, all of these things are redded out because I can't build anything. There's not enough stuff to build, materials to build in this one, but I'm using this as a ore refinery for now. This list at the top of the, like I was mentioning earlier, there are 4 different types of constructions in here, all requiring a core, and you can get those built in the templates for building blocks. There's a starter block for everything in there. And these are all, if you hadn't noticed before, these are all color-coded. They tell you in the description, placeable on a BA, CV, SV, HV, so these go across all 4 build types. But these, red and yellow, only build on a base or a capital vessel. So if you sort your construction by these symbols up here, you can easily tailor your list to the type of vehicle or the type of construction that you're building. And it doesn't, the one thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't include a few things like if you are in the weapon list, it'll tell you what weapon is available for a small vessel, but it won't give you the ammunition until you go into all objects. So, you'll have to sort that out. You made a vessel starter block. Excellent. So what you do with that is put it down somewhere. Let's go ahead and get you, I'm going to move this here, and we'll set up some lights so that you have easier visibility, and so does everybody else. We'll take this, park it over here, maybe. Thankfully, the collision physics for this game are so kind to you. You can pretty well slam into the ground at full speed, and it isn't going to do anything to the vessel. Yeah, the game gets, Hap is not lying, this game gets very, very dark at night. Um, and you know what? I think I screwed up on the keys earlier. It's not, it's not the P key that turns everything off. The P key is the one that interacts with the base and gives you all of the signal logic, statistics, devices. It's Y that turns off the base. And now I just remembered, why did I do that? So yeah, a good way to remember not to turn off the base. Why did I do that? You'll want these hardened steel blocks. I'm going to throw all this stuff in here so that you can make more stuff. There was something I needed in here. Lights. That's what I need. We need light. I did not turn off the base. Thank you. I did not. Thankfully, I did not turn off the base. I did, however, open up the control panel for the base. That is the P key, and that is your friend. P key is okay. The Y key is what you want to stay away from. That's what turns off the power, and you don't want to turn off the power. Okay. So let's go set up some lights. I need to put some structure up here so that I can hang a light from it. But for now, we'll do this. Your food level was low. Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's something else you got to worry about in Empyrion. Starving to death. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, it's good times. And there's actually this green fridge over here. I know OSHA would be very angry at me for putting a refrigerator in front of a dangerous stairwell. But this has provisions in it that will last considerably longer than unprocessed food. So feel free to, throw some cans in your inventory. That way, if you are out in the middle of nowhere and you do not have the ability to easily get a bite to eat, it will be in your inventory. And the perish time on these, like 328 for that one, is pretty long. Okay, right now I'm pulling the large items away from small. There's basically two classes. It's the the CVs and the BAs, capital vessels and bases. They use the red and yellow iconed items versus the blue and green for small vessels and hover vessels. Then there are items like these ramp blocks, the cargo blocks, LCD screens, that it's a one size fits all. And I'm just trying to sort some of this out here so that when Hap interacts with it, it will kind of be a little bit easier to read through, because all this crap can be rather overwhelming. Just got out of your second class. Oh, awesome. How's it going, Kick? Glad to hear you're getting a break. Oh, what do I got here? Too much stuff. That's excellent. Let's see. And those hardened steel blocks, that's going to make up a considerable amount of your vessel, hopefully. Um, when you place the starter block for your vessel, it's going to create a core, basically, with regular steel blocks all around it. You can take all but the core out of it and build off of it. What a lot of people end up doing, they'll build themselves a platform to work from and then place the core somewhere else in the ship. Because it is a bit of it starts with a bit of a downer that when you place that for the first time, the very bottom of the vessel has the core exposed. And what was I just talking about an exposed core? You don't want that. So, like this vessel, I'm not worried about it getting shot up because, hopefully we won't take it near anything hostile. But the core is on that bottom layer in the center, pretty much. And unfortunately, if that core gets damaged out, then this vessel becomes pretty worthless until you recore it, and you can totally do that by making a core. You don't need the starter block. You can build a core in any constructor and just replace the one that was taken out of it. So what that will allow you to do, basically, is place your starter block. Then you can build a platform off of it, remove the core, build your ship off of the platform, and then place the core in the ship wherever you want it. I don't know if that made a lot of sense in the explanation, but it's once you start building it, you'll realize how it's a lot. It's daunting to build a ship in Empyrion, but once you do the first one, it's like, oh, that's easy. You can pretty much just slap engines on a core, and as long as it has a generator, a fuel tank with fuel in it, a cockpit of some kind so that you can interact with the thing, an RCS unit for reaction control, and a thruster pointed in every direction, it's a viable craft. So. Now, the one thing that they do with the way that the starter block works, and is very, very nice to have it this way, is that blue part of it tells you which way it is oriented naturally. So, basically, when you go to put a cockpit on this thing, it's going to be pointing at that door. And if you put thrusters, when you put thrusters on it, it is going to think that's forward. So, and I've done this before. It's rather embarrassing to admit, but I've done this before. I've gone through the process of building a ship. I'm getting thrusters on it. I look at that, that symbol that they put down for the original starter block, and I went, oh, crap. I built the whole thing backwards. And when you recore the vessel, I tried taking the core out of it. If you turn the core, it's still going to be oriented in the same direction. Once the vessel is in the world, it requires either restructuring it to point in the right direction or demolishing it and starting it again. So, bleh. You just took your first anthropology exam. You're feeling pretty good about it. The downside, you haven't eaten and have no money, but more good than not. Yikes. You're placing on the core. You're good. You're not building on the base, and I'll go into that in just a second. Anthropology, that is friggin' awesome, dude. That's got to be exciting. Hopefully somebody comes along with a sandwich. I'd offer you one, but that's probably a hell of a walk. When you're building, first you think you need a tool you don't have. You need to remove something, right? Let's get you one of these things. Upstairs there is ammunition for the multi-tool. There's a bunch of ammo up there for it. I should have left that in there. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna throw the multi-tool in this in that cabinet, and then I'm gonna run upstairs real quick and grab. You can craft more. I mean, there's no problem with crafting more. I just, like I was saying earlier, I have not yet cleaned out this one storage bin up here. But yeah, there's multi-charges. There's for this. Did I build? There's a color tool. And you'll want that. Okay. There's probably a lot more stuff in there that you'll want, but for now, this will do. Stairs can be dangerous. Let's see. Okay, so first thing, let me throw this stuff in here. And since I'm giving you part of this stuff just because, damn it, I've forgotten how to split. Mainly because I'm also powering the base with this, and I don't know if you've gotten into the habit of looking at that stuff yet, but so, and I generally just go around and refuel things at random. You're a total derp at this game, unlike all the other games you've ever played. Yeah, come on now, you're fine. Professor has a PhD and spent the last 19 years on and off living with hunter-gatherer tribe in Botswana. Oh my god! Oh, how exciting would that be? Damn! I am so jealous of that person. Damn. Oh, wow. That's gotta be great. Let's see. There's also, if my brain would work, texture and symbol. And I'll get out of here. Actually, go ahead and take that tool out of there, and then once you get that, I'll throw some. He has some pretty good. Oh, I'm sure he's got some pretty cool stories. Okay, so there's that, and also, take as much of that fuel as you need. I've got plenty, and it's just stuff that'll stack up in your inventory. It's stuff you want on hand: food, power, oxygen, some important stuff. Now, in order to remove blocks, you right click with the multi-tool and you can do all kinds of stuff with it: repairing, disassembling, deconstructing. That breaks things down to its components. Upgrading, if you've got, there are certain things that you can, like, you go from a normal block to an armored block, and then you can also change and rotate, which is handy for these windows because you can make them clear or not if you prefer the darker window. I'll have to get you a T2 drill too. Of course, we've got that. So, now when you point at, if you want to, you had asked the question earlier: am I building on the core or am I building on the base? The first thing that will tell you that is the size of the block. Like, for instance, what ammo? Oh, this ammo here. Oh, you know what? Here, let me just drop it. You can pick it up right off the ground. I forgot we don't need to do that like in Trove. That. There you go. That's the one. And then, okay, so if you want to be absolutely sure what you're building on, this also allows for compartmentalized building. The bottom bit, this part of the base, isn't fully connected to some of the stuff up on top. And in order to get that to happen, in order to build like that, what you need to do, if you hold down N, you get this building tools menu that pops up, and it allows you to show airtightness, oxygen, structural integrity, center of mass. The symmetry stuff, I have never been able to get that to work. I'm not sure if that's something that's just a placeholder at this point, or if it's only for creative mode. That's also possible. But depending on what you're pointing at, it will give you the option to connect to blank. Now, any block that I build is going to be connected to this structure, which is the, at its heart, that core. It will not let me place this block on this core for two reasons. First and foremost, because this block will not fit on that size of a core. That's the small type vessel, small type construction versus the large that a base or a CV would be. But this also allows me to build like way out here, and this is on the same level matched up with all of that stuff up there if I'm still connected under the N menu. So I can build, like turret emplacements out here that are all powered by and fed ammo by the base. Now, second thing I'd like to get to, especially before you pull that vehicle out of this bay and the turrets up on top of this mountain go absolutely apeshit and start shooting at you, we're going to change that small vessel to be green, or at the very least, not red. In order to do that, you have to bring up that P menu, the control panel for it. And while you're pointing at the vessel, see, I can't hit P because this is not factioned yet, but I will demonstrate with the base. Under main, there's the name and the faction. Under the faction, you have three options, if you are in a faction. You have the public and private option, as well as whatever the 3 or 4 letter. Oop! No! I didn't want to do that. Okay, hopefully nothing shot at you right away. But yeah, if you turn that to private, anything that's not you is going to be deemed hostile by anything that has shooty stuffs on it. And now, yeah, there you go. And you can also change the name of it in that place as well if you want, or you can just leave it small vessel. Either way is fine by me. We know what it is. I think this one is not named. So the bottom of the T is the front. No, it's basically an arrow. The bottom of the T. Yes. Sorry. Yep. It points. Right now, this whole thing is pointing at the hangar door. Correct. That is correct. Oh, and there's a couple more steel blocks, hardened blocks in here, as well as armored window blocks. There's 9 of those in there, and we can make more. And then please feel free to use all of this stuff. None of this stuff will work, obviously, because of the whole size class thing. One of your very close friends is studying archaeology, is currently at a site. It's a really old French fur trading fort. We have a lot of those places here in New Mexico. Yes, because the French fur trade ran all up and down through this area. That is awesome. Show people the shapes menu. Yeah, the shapes menu. Okay, so when you've got blocks, it's not just a square. There are so many of them. There are so many shapes and sizes. It's unreal. And you can do all kinds of crazy stuff when you're building with these different forms of blocks. And they all go together pretty well too, as far as like making things uniform, being able to make things symmetrical and fit together. There's only a couple of different angles that there's not a block for yet, or a shape for yet, and I'm hoping that that'll eventually change. The way that the rotation and placement system works, this is another one where I defer to space engineers. I like how it handles uh, the rotation of blocks versus Empyrion. With Empyrion, you hit the delete and insert keys to change the is it the vector? I don't know. I don't know if that's appropriate. But the yeah, to change basically the center of rotation, which way it's going to turn, and then you use the home and end keys to utilize that specific rotation. So it can get a little confusing. There are times where I've spun a block 30 or 40 times. Axis of rotation. There you go. That's the smart people term I'm looking for. Um, but yeah, that's it works out really well for how they fit together. But a lot of times I will completely lose like this, where I just embarrassingly have to rotate a block over and over again to get it to fit because I'm an idiot and I can't see it. I'm usually pretty good with spatial relation, but not today. Nope, wrong one. There we go. So, like I say, that's that is primarily why I appreciate um, Space Engineers more, for the way that it handles block rotation. It is straight up the insert home page up, and then the opposite of each one of those keys is a different axis. So the insert and delete keys are always going to be this, one, the x-axis, where home and end will always be y, whatever, however that works out. I don't know the specifics for each one of them, but I do prefer how that one, how Space Engineers handles block rotation versus Space Engineers. It takes a little bit of getting used to, so it's rough. But once you get used to it, it's just a matter of remembering and not being lame like I just was. Let's see. I don't think I have anything. Okay. Now, in order to build all of this stuff, let's see. You don't have the skills to get all market fancy. No, don't worry about it, man. This is, believe it or not, this vessel here is like very, very much thrown together, and it is it's just a big block with some wing elements thrown on it to make it look like it would really fly. Um, honestly, I built this to be very utilitarian. Playing any new games just for fun. Actually, I've got a couple. Let's see. Smishi hooked me up with a copy of Golf with Your Friends. I've played that a couple of times, and it's I haven't streamed it yet, but it's something that seems like it could be a lot of fun for a large group of people to stream. Sometime when we're all looking for a relaxing thing. I don't know. But the let's see, Portal 2, yeah, Portal 2. Fuzz hooked me up with a copy of that, so that's been making me rather ill. The Falling is really, Falling is awful. Yeah, I'm drinking Golf with Your Friends, indeed. Oh yeah, you could do that. That would be well. Okay, have you played the game yet? Because if you haven't played golf with your friends, I think turning golf with your friends into a drinking game would be dangerous. Because when you miss, you tend to like rack up 14 strokes on a hole. And I don't know how the constitution of you guys is, but mine is terrible. I would be on the floor by the end of like the third hole. It would be the end of me. Yeah, painful, very, very painful. But yeah, drinking golf with your friends, that would be a little scary. Grand Theft Blotto, that's been something that Sarg and I have been talking about seriously. Uh, like me doing an off night stream and shot every time you go over par. Oh, yeah. By the end of 18 holes, I think I would be probably maybe by the end of four, I think I would be pretty well gone. Um, yeah, so it'd be painful. Now there are, let's see, I don't know what level you are, Hap, and I also don't know how much stuff you have unlocked as far as the tech tree goes, but that might not be a bad idea to show off. F3 brings up your tech tree, and in it you'll find all kinds of stuff that you can use to build things. I'm going to, since I maxed out, I'm going to go ahead and unlock all of it. They've recently added things. They've moved things around in the tech tree. Like I was saying much earlier, um, almost an hour ago, this is still in development. It is still in an alpha state. Available unlock points. Leet. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, a shot for every time you go over double bogey. Okay, so probably by the seventh hole, I'd be pretty plastered. I'm a lightweight, dude. I'm a cheap drunk. I'm a cheap date. Yeah. I'm a pretty cheap date. I think I've got everything unlocked here. The only thing I don't like about these portable work lights is I think that they still work this way, is you could not put them on top of a built block. They had to go on natural terrain. Like, well, but I could use this in the... No? Oh. Ooh. Plasma cannons. I love plasma cannons. That was weird. Mouse wheel stopped working for a minute there. You're looking forward to Grand Theft Blotto? Yeah, I'm thinking that'll be good. I'm looking forward to us doing that. Yeah, see, I could turn it into into just a normal drinking game that if I could safely, I think I could probably put away like one right after the other. I could probably put away 3 bottles before I'd have to like, because the problem is that I'd have to go back and watch my stream the next day to remember what I did. That I'm one of those kinds of drunks. You worth level 13 before someone got himself killed. Hey, that was a very hostile civil post. It said civil in it. I thought it was going to be civil. It wasn't civil. It was very not civil. But yeah, I like the idea of Grand Theft Auto. That should be pretty fun. Watching our aiming skills go completely to hell. I'm glad I put the lines up there because now you know what it. You know you can't build if you build over those lines, you risk running into the door. But yeah, the tech tree. That's what I was looking at. Just so that I'm not standing there with the thing open. Noon for you is 8 p.m. in Germany. Everybody wins. Indeed. Yep, and it's noon somewhere. Daytime drinking. Hey, if I got nowhere to go, I don't care. And I'm streaming. What am I gonna do? You know. You just kind of want a reason to drink. Oh, that's okay. Whiskey and fruity drinks are good. I'm very partial to a screwdriver. Very partial to a screwdriver. Um, yeah, it all works. But you see, needing an excuse to drink is the excuse to drink. I'm having to come up with an excuse, so obviously there's motivation, so just drink. Am I going through food extra fast? Do I have something on that's using it up? I don't think so. Um, it does drop. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know, maybe. Maybe you're just building because you're hungry. Well, all of the plants can be harvested, and you know, since you were just saying about used to be level 13, that's the neat thing about plants. When you grow plants, or if you pick them up outside, they all give you experience points, and quite a bit of it too. So feel free to go and harvest the garden, not only for foodstuffs but for XP. I'm going to go ahead and pull these because we should probably make some more Sathium here. All of those give you a whole level. Nice. Excellent. Good. Do it. Tap it out, man. Drinking and something seems more fun. Oh yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's you know, if you can, I mean, you know, drinking is always a social thing, or should be a social thing anyway, so um, yeah, indeed. But see, and it's I am super concerned about running out of food in Empyrion. Yes, it must have been from growing up in the Great Depression. Indeed, yes, it's my Depression era, and that's why I'm a pack rat too, because it's all the Depression era stuff. Just make sure I'm not. Okay. Okay, and if stuff needs to be constructed, you can just turn the constructor off up here, remove everything from the queue, and then put in what you need. I just wanted to get, I needed to get this in there. Sathium is important, as it makes hardened plates. Old man zinger, indeed. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that in there. Okay, so that is the third thunderclap that I've heard, and our power company really, really, really doesn't like the rain or the thunder or wind or rats. I am constantly convinced that our power company has rats and that the rats are chewing through the cables and stuff. Did you say the food processor also functions as a fridge? I believe it does now. In fact, let me see what those durian look like. It does. It's got to function as a refrigerator because these are already almost perished, and these are still at 27. So yeah, the food processor is now refrigerated. Yay! See, these guys, I think it's a pretty small dev team that's putting this together, and I can never remember the name of the company because I'm an idiot. But let me grab, in fact, just in case anybody is interested in taking a deeper look into. Wow, I don't know if you heard that or not, but that's close. Yeah, so if I suddenly vanish, you'll know that my power went out and that. It frequently will take an hour or more to get it back in place. So I'm just going to go right here, right now, and say, for the record, if my power goes out, I will probably not return to stream today. You heard that one? Yeah. Yeah. So just for a heads up, and hopefully that won't happen. Let's knock wood, and make sure that that doesn't hopefully happen. Um, but yeah, there's the a link to the place. It's Elion, Eleon, Game Studios, and I believe they're based out of Poland or somewhere. I can't remember what part of the world they're in, but it's pretty awesome. They listen to the people giving them feedback. I've been lurking their forums for quite a while now, and one of the things that I noticed right away is when somebody gets on their forums and has a complaint about something or an idea for the game or a bug or something like that, their response time on it in a lot of cases is very quick. They want details. They want you to send them, DX diagnostics. They want you to, half is half Polish. Awesome. Woohoo! I've got. That's kind of weird. Uh oh. I mean, it's a huge world, but still, I have ancestors from there as well. It'd be kind of screwed up to find out that we're distant cousins, huh? But yeah, they work pretty well at doing getting updates, listening to their customers, to their player base, and getting feedback on different stuff. They've made significant changes to the game, especially in recent months. Oh my goodness, the stuff that they've been pumping out. And like every now and again, it'd just be like seemingly without any warning. It's Saturday afternoon. Here's a huge bug list that we just fixed. Like what? But it's the weekend. do you guys sleep? What the hell's going on? And I've said this a couple of times before. The people that are putting this thing together, the dev team that's working on this game, they remind me the way that they act, the way that they talk, the way that they're working on the game, the frequency and significance of patches that they've been making. It is reminding me heavily of Trove when it was still in uh, alpha and beta. Oh, nice. 1/4 Danish. Excellent. Yeah. Part Great Dane. Part Great Dane, yeah. Like the bus? Or, no, that's Greyhound. Wait. Excellent. And the line building in this game is so nice because you can start here and go up and not have to connect it to anything, and it really is nice. When Trove added line building, I was hoping it was going to take on that property, but unfortunately, it did not. Still good though. Let's see. I'm gonna go in. There's a color tool and a symbol tool, texture and symbol tool, in case you want to paint stuff as you go. It tends to be a little bit easier to do it that way because you'll block things in that are partially visible and you can't hit with a paint gun. I've done that. My little vessel back there has that problem. So, yeah. Make a bunch of that. Let's see. These things, whenever we go anywhere, the textured plant protein, these are better than med kits. I don't know if they're ever going to fix this because it's got to be a bug because these things heal instantly for what these things heal for over time. Actually, double. One of these heals for twice as much as a small med kit and is let's see, can you create a core or do you have to make a starter block? No, you can create the core. It should be under the blocks tab for those templates. It'll be, yeah, the second tab, building blocks, and you can build a small vessel starter. That's why your friends are always dogging you about not having a job. You know, I've always said that there's nothing like a good joke. That was nothing like a good joke. That's what you meant. You took out the original starter, but it broke the core down. Yep. Yeah, the starter block is required to get... it should let you do that. I've seen people build that way. Because you cannot put more than one core on a vessel, and you have to be able to recore it. So it should be, yeah. I wonder if we have... Oh, really? Are you kidding me? I could totally put the Raptor together. We have all the stuff. Like, plenty of it. That I could just build that. That didn't quite line up. Oh, no, not the... This is now a new vessel. You need just the core, not the starter block. Here. I actually have one on hand. Here. Brains. Pick that up. Do it. There you go. And then you'll need to remove this, because this is a whole nother vessel. There you go. And then hold, I don't think holding down the N key is going to do anything here. I think that's going to, I don't think that'll, yeah, connect not available. But once you place that core block down on this, it should work like expected. And if you go into, if you point at the core and hit P, you should be able to turn it on. I think it has, I think the core, like, contains enough power to run itself. Maybe not. There you go. Yeah, you should be good. And now you'll be able to hold down the N key, and it says connect not available, but it will. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, connect a small vessel. There you go. I am going to change the name of this one just so that we don't confuse the two. I think it looks like a bulldog, and we'll name it, we'll kind of, you know, it's a nod to Fasty. Yeah. Seeing, I'm gonna have to, I don't know. It was the do it. Was that in response to me building the monkfish instead of the raptor, the monkfish? Because let's face it, it looks like a frickin' monkfish. Oh, yeah, F5. Don't forget about F5. F5 is your drone. And it can't open doors. But yeah, the drone is very handy to build, especially in situations like this, because you can get right down over the top of something and stop screwing around with the drone. No, Raptor, we need something professional looking to gain back our self-respect. There you go. Okay, so how you do that, we will get, let's see, I can never remember what the hotkey is for blueprints. So the Raptor also made a Predator tank. That's a hover vessel. That thing is pretty cool. The houseboat, the rocket ship. It's way too big to be built here. It would have to be built in space. It would require 31,000 iron ingots, whereas the Raptor is, let's see, 1264. Okay, so we'll add it to the factory, and then we will go with, let's see. Uh, 320 silicon. Oh, copper. And I don't know what it does with the leftover materials, so I've always been paranoid about putting too much of it in here, because I couldn't find 39 minutes to build. Yeah, see, and that's the good thing is the more that I add, I think the more stuff I add to this, the faster it's going to go. Maybe not. I am so bad at math that I don't attempt to. 39 minutes. Okay, get this crate airborne. So here's what you need. You've got. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my. Because this will be the easiest way for me to show this off on my screen while you're doing stuff in the background. Obviously, small vessel stuff. You'll want, as much of this unlocked as humanly possible. The things that you absolutely need, you need an RCS unit. The more you have on a vessel, the quicker it will turn. Note with a small vessel, you really only need one, maybe two if you really want it to be kind of responsive. Obviously, thrusters, the more the faster you accelerate, but again, it's not important. You can basically you can get away with what you're building there. You'd be able to get this thing off of the ground with one of these pointed in every direction. But where's the fun in that? Put more engines on it, use up the stuff. We've got plenty. You'll need a generator. You'll need a fuel tank. The benefit to more fuel tanks is you don't have to watch them like a hawk in order to not run out of power. If you're going to make an enclosed vessel, you will need like the Raptor is, where you can walk inside of it, close the doors, and it's airtight. You will need at least one O2 tank. I suggest more than that. And you will need an O2 station. Even if you're not using it to refill your own tanks, this is required for an airtight space. Weapons, obviously. You'll need at least one cockpit. I want to say that they only allow you to put one cockpit on a vehicle, but this, like the block group, has several different forms of it, both enclosed and a couple of not enclosed. Passenger seat, if you want to take me along with you. And then landing gear is unnecessary if you're going to make an airtight vessel. If you're going to make an interior space, then you're obviously going to need a ventilator. But if you're planning on something like my bulldog over there, then let's see, get that started. Okay, otherwise it's Helmet City. Yes, exactly. If you have like my vessel here, this one does go to space. It does not have oxygen tanks, so if you go up in this thing and you don't have your helmet on, that, and then the death part. But I won't imitate that, hopefully. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. You will need at least one thruster pointed in every direction. So plan accordingly to have them facing up, down, left, right, front, and back. In a cube, one might say. So, let's see. Yeah, 35 minutes, 38 seconds. So, by almost 2 o'clock, or a little past 2 o'clock, actually, my time, is when that will be done constructing. Now, the neat thing about blueprints is when they're done constructing, you go in and interact with that menu all over again, and it allows you to place it just like a block, which is pretty handy. Obviously, you'll need a good amount of open space, but no, thankfully it does not occupy a constructor. The blueprint menu is its own factory, which is just delightful. And you can save blueprints of anything. So if I wanted to save the blueprint of this base, I could build this base in something and then go and dig it out because it would be, buried. So it wouldn't take, I don't think it takes the surrounding hill with it. So it would be rather interesting to see what this would look like as a blueprint. Probably fall apart, but good times. Let's see here. We have stuff. Yeah, lots more stuff. And one of the things that I could build, if we had the components for it, unfortunately we do not, is an actual refinery that processes ore. It's all it does, but it does it much faster than a constructor will do it. I know that this mining skiff is just a big platform with stuff stuck to the top of it, but I love this thing. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I had a dude shooting at me and knocked that block out of there, but left the wing intact. I didn't quite understand. I saw that hole in there and I thought, huh, that's strange. There we go. See, there's some cases where you'll build stuff like that. I didn't color this beforehand, but the block can't be hit. Oh, there we go. Hey, I found a little... There we go. I like how you can add things to the constructor on the fly. I started making my ship parts, saw that I had components in my inventory. Yeah, and you can just throw it in and it'll start working on it. Yep, indeed. The way that they laid this out, as far as the way that the construction manufacturing stuff in this game, the menu system is a little heavy-handed because there's a lot of it, but oh, it's fantastic. Yep, and then if you've got components that it can use, it looks at its own inventory first, and every time it goes to make something, it looks at its inventory, and if the stuff is there, it's going to use it, which is really, really handy. Instead of going, okay, nope, you chose to build it this way, so screw you, I'm building it this way. I'm going to use up all your materials, even though you've got this stuff sitting right here. No, they thought that one out, and I love them for it. It was a good move on their part to build it that way. Let's see. Got a bunch of those. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Those the power coils are rather limited. One of my friends bought me food because I gave the Chick-fil-A. Oh, nice, excellent. It's always good when you know honestly, that is one huge motivator. I know it's a little self-serving, but that is a huge motivator. When I'm thinking about, you know, another person and helping out another person, I think I would want someone to help me out if I was in their situation. So I'm going to do something nice, and hopefully one day when I need it, it comes back on me, you know, and that good karma, that sort of thing. It's always good to put forth good efforts, because hopefully it will be revisited upon you one day. Not the only reason to do it, but it's certainly a perk. Okay, so let's see, what was that? Does a thruster have to be in the clear? No, that is another beautiful thing. I believe that thrusters will work even if they have something, yeah, like that. I don't believe it has to be. I think it'll fly that way. Ooh, it's raining. All right. Oh, and the wife went out in that. She hates driving in the rain. Dope. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can have it blocked, because I've done situations. I've had you know what? Let's test that theory. I've got stuff that I can test that theory with. Nope, wrong box. We'll do this. The physics in this game are very lenient. So in other words, nope, they do not have to be in the clear. You can put all of your engines right in the middle. Ooh, how about that? That is getting awfully close to here. Yeah, it's yeah, we're having a good time out here. There's some good thunder. How's it going, shooter? What you up to today? We're waiting on a blueprint to construct. Should take another 25 minutes and 40 seconds for that to build. But while that's going on, I've been kind of helping out a Hap here, building a vessel. And the physics in Empyrion are pretty lenient. This engine pointing right down at one of the blocks underneath it, it'll still work. We just, if you caught me flying around with it, I had these blocks covering up the rear-facing engines, and it didn't have any problem with it. Hey, you randomly joined this because you have no idea what to do right now? Well, good. I'm glad I could be here. Didn't have another class, you could have gone to Chick-fil-A for free. Yep. Oh, yes. This turnout was exactly what I needed. Excellent. Excellent. Good, good, good. I'm glad. So, wait a minute. Did somebody come by with a sandwich? Did that, like, happen? Because when you first mentioned, I said, hopefully somebody comes by with a sandwich. Oh, nice. You haven't started up an Empyrean in a while? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's, that is weird, dude. That is really frickin' weird. that you said doing well, just got out of a class, but I'm hungry and don't have any money. And I said, hopefully somebody will stop by with a sandwich. And that is some crazy stuff right there. How about that? Well, hopefully somebody will stop by with $1 million. I'm going to start saying that. Hopefully somebody will drop by with $1 million. And eventually it's going to happen, and that will rock. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Really crazy. If it's been a while since you shooter, how long has it been? You said it's been a while since you started up Empyrean. How long? Because they have made some crazy additions to this game in the past couple of months, weeks especially. Some really good bug fixes and a lot of nice stuff. Subtle things, a couple real subtle things, like when you are throwing food in your food processor, it doesn't rot in here anymore. This thing is now refrigerated. And Hap, our garden is filled if you want to come and XP it out again. One of the other nice things that they did recently is, let's get connected to the base here. And let's show oxygen. You'll remember these things. They so you can see where your oxygenated airtight areas are versus your non-airtight areas. And they also changed up the way that the airtight blocks display. They're now green instead of having the O2, 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 O2. He's airborne! Yeah! Hap in the air! Dun, dun, dun. So it'll tell you where airtightness is and what blocks might not give you airtightness, like these stairs. If I wanted to make that airtight, we'd have to remove those or build something behind it. But yeah, this is... Hey! Yay! Dun-dun-dun. Q and E will rotate you flat. That's what rolls. Refrigerated food processor is like the best thing ever. Yeah, indeed. You actively played it when it was in Alpha 1, and the last active time was a half a year ago. Oh, wow! Wow, yeah, so it's been a while since you've been in the game. Yeah, they've got all kinds of neat stuff in here that you'd probably be would probably be very new to you. When you start a new game, you can launch in the dropship, but you will, if you're in a single player game, you'll actually have a directive and like a quest line to go through. It's pretty incredible. They added T2 drills to mining vessels. Um, these are like the turret drill, but oh my goodness, so nice. Yeah, there's I'll take this thing out for a spin. Oh wait, it's dark out. Let me I'll wait until it's light and then I'll take that out for a spin so you can actually see it, because it is just so bloody dark outside that um, yeah. But let's see, they added a bunch of new cockpits. There's more than just like 2 or 3 different ones now. The tech tree. Here's the tech tree. This will kind of give you an idea of stuff that might be new. Heavy armor. We actually have. Oh yeah, that's something that'll be completely different. Armor. Armor is something now. They have this thing here, which is an armor locker, and they have a repair station. Something you might not be terribly fond of is just about everything has this green bar on the side of it, and you can only repair things a certain number of times before they are rendered useless. But boosters for different levels of armor. There's light, medium, and heavy armor with different boosters that you can find or buy from a trade station. Yeah, you have trade stations now. That you can buy things from. They're pretty ungodly expensive, but it's still a nice thing to be able to do. Points of interest, like this abandoned mine that you've been seeing, they will have randomly respawning containers on them. That actually it's not random. I think it respawns after a certain number of minutes, but I'm not sure what the respawn rate is. But anyway, you get boosters for armor, things so that you can survive EVA and out in space and stuff like that. It's crazy. They've been plowing away at it. They're on Alpha 6 now. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. They've been working at it very, very diligently. Blown away right now. I've been pretty blown away by it. Might have to start Empyrion and update all your vessels. Yeah, indeed. Did you do any workshop stuff? I haven't gotten that brave yet to do put anything of mine up on the Steam Workshop for people to see. But yeah, Hap, there's armor in there for you. I think you probably caught that. Excellent. Probably a little out of date, and maybe. The nice thing is the core of the game has stayed pretty well the same. That an RCS unit and a fuel tank and a generator and thrusters, pretty much the only thing required on your core to get it airborne. So you prefer keeping your vessels to yourself? Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm a little shy about putting my work out there because I don't think it's really that great comparatively to some of the stuff that I've seen in the workshop. My God, there are some crazy builders out there that make me look like a fool. So it's pretty nuts. Level 12. All right, what do you get at level 12? Lots of stuff actually. Good thrusters. Large Prometheum fuel packs. Oh no, you had those already. First mining device. The only thing that these mining devices, I don't know if they had those in. You just don't want to post stuff. Yeah, I can't blame you. So it's not like mine for fear of rejection. That's cool. Yeah, mine's fear of rejection. Well, it's okay to keep your designs to yourself because then they're unique. Nobody else can have them. The problem, I would say, with making the earlier mining devices is that you're using up miner cores that you can't get back for when you get the big mining devices. I personally save all of my cores for these because cores don't seem to be terribly easy to come by, and I'm not sure what the upper limit on owning these is. Just spent 120 points. Nice. See, and there you go. There's your vessel. That could go to space. Do you have a forward-facing engine so that you can stop? Yes, you do. Okay. There you go. Up, up, and away. Don't forget to put your helmet on. Okay, so let's see. Where is... 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, we will have... It's too dark. Yeah, you spotlights wouldn't be a bad idea. Let me come and guide you in. Take my missiles off so that I don't blow anything up in the process. The first cute steps towards world domination. Indeed. Whoop. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I can fly ahead of you. There you go. Need more landing lights. And then, of course, if you hit V, that's what gives you... I don't know if you've got the outside view or not. But, yeah. I'm going to park this out here. Just because we're running out of room in the hangar. Let's see. There we go. Tougher to fly than Halo and GTA. Yeah, indeed. W moves you forward, but so does moving the mouse forward? Oh. That's keyboard flying. Yeah. Specifically keyboard flying. Yep. Keyboard flying in GTA is a little... yeah. That's a different animal. To me, too. I tried flying with the keyboard once. I will never try that again. Let's see. Actually, let's see here. I'm going to take all of this stuff out of here. Just to throw it somewhere for a moment. You prefer keyboard flying over controller? Wow. Okay, more power to you. I mean, that is impressive. I consider myself to be a pretty dang good pilot, but that is not something I would attempt. Wow, it's raining like hell out there. Good, we need it. So very badly. We'll deconstruct this. Oops. Okay, so don't deconstruct that. Just killed an LCD sign. I only look forward or backward because missiles. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oops. Throw this stuff in here. Oh, I see. Yeah, moving the mouse forward tips the ship down. Yes, right, indeed. Now I get you. Okay, so now I'm still going to paint this one blue. Or red, yeah. Don't need whole block, but there you go. And that way we can still use it for ore, but this way, in case we need to build something, because both of them are going to have materials to do it with, we'll just go ahead and use it. And once we get a place up, and once we start building a base somewhere else, we can take one of them out. Mouse is turning the ship really slow. I would attempt to add another RCS or two to it. Maybe put them out from center on the sides, because I think the layout has something to do with it. It could be the wingspan on it, creating a slower thing. It also could be your mouse sensitivity. I don't know if there's a setting for that separate from in-ship or out, but that's worth a look into. Even in your ship, it's just reading the mouse slow. Mine does turn kind of slowly. I will, but it's slower than, it's not separate setting for vehicles. Okay. I would try, I would try doing that, adding a couple more RCS units to it. Yeah, because this is me at swiping across my mouse pad. If it seems to turn the same rate. Yeah, and outside of vehicle, the turn speed is pretty quick. Yeah, rule of thumb in Empyrion, you never have enough RCS. And they went completely the opposite side of that in a recent. They still haven't. I don't think they fixed this yet. But in a capital vessel, one RCS in a capital vessel, it'll make it turn just as fast as a hover vehicle. It just turns right around 180 degrees on a frickin' dime, and it's a capital vessel. Oh, and also, you know, for expediency's sake, always leave yourself a fuel tank to fill. Oh, shooter, that's actually something that you might have noticed with that window I just brought up. Fuel tanks are no longer individually managed. They are now part of a whole. Like this, the capacity of this tank does not total 1,200. It's only a 600 unit tank. But because I've got two of them on there, it totals up to 1,200. And no matter what fuel tank you walk up to, boom, you can fill the entire thing. That's also very handy for the bases because I've got large fuel tanks that count for most of the fuel that runs this base, but it's not very accessible back there. So in a couple other places in the base, I have a random fuel tank just sitting there so that I can walk up, bop, ba-ding, da-ding, da-ding, fill up the base, done. And that refills all of the tanks all the way up. Before your CV spins 720 degrees in a second. That's, yeah. They mentioned a bigger fuel pack. Yeah, there are T3 fuel cells now. T4, maybe. That one. I'm gonna go to this one because that's. Where am I looking? Yeah, a T3 fuel tank. And that is, I have two of those over here. Both of these, that one there and that one there, those are both T3 fuel. Did you get lights on it this time? Do you have some spots on it? Yeah, go Hap, go. Don't forget to put on your helmet. I'm flying. Don't forget to breathe. Oh, I have very loud neighbors. Space. Dun, dun, dun. If you see anything out there, avoid it. Any building you see on the moon, if you land on the moon, any building you see is probably hostile. Just so you're aware. Yeah. Performance. That is something that is steadily improved. When I'm streaming, my game runs a little sluggish, but I mean I've got like 6 tabs of Firefox open. I've got Discord. I've got Skype open. I've got OBS open. And I'm running around in the game. So it's a little bit taxed, but it runs like glass when I'm not streaming. Little bit stuttery when I am. That's okay. Apparently, I'm a little bit stuttery too. So there is. Let's see. This ore deposit over here. Sun will be coming up soon. Oop, I went the wrong way, didn't I? pointed at the right one. I see a very rapid incoming. These auto miners are just, oh, so good. I love these things. Oh, I am getting attacked. Ow, I've been bit. I'm getting out of here. Ow. Poisonous bite. There we go. Damn spiders. Used to have pretty bad frame drops in medium-sized bases. Yeah, it can get a little clunky with large objects. But I streamed a couple of, alright. I streamed a couple of times with my, this rocket ship that I built. It is quite literally it's like a galleon, in space. And, it's a lot of fun. And it's pretty huge, but I haven't had any, frame drops. Haven't had really bad performance lags from it, so far. So, hopefully that'll maintain. Let's see. I'm gonna get this thing put in here. Because I'm gonna go back outside and get a little blueprint. Now this is supposed to be modeled after the raptor from Battlestar Galactica, but it came out looking more like a monkfish. So we lovingly call it the monkfish. Let's see, where's my blueprints? Factory? Nope, it's not the factory. Library. Ah, completed. There we go. Spawn it. Boom. And there's a raptor. But it looks more like a monkfish. I have there's a smaller version of this that looks a lot more like the raptor, but it was only a one-seater, and so in trying to make it a two-seater, it ended up looking like a monkfish. But that's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, power! Have a CV that you can't even park on a planet because it reaches out of the atmosphere? That's awesome. That is excellent. I don't think it left any of the stuff. I don't think it saves any of the stuff that might have been in here. No. Okay. But see, I made this for long hauls. I made this with the idea that it was going to get, be lived out of. The monkfish is still a red name. Oh, yeah. Good. Thank you, Hap. You are awesome. Let's oxygenate this thing, and then let's name it properly. There we go. The game doesn't know what to do. Yeah, indeed. When you try to land, oh, I can imagine. That would have to be nuts. I think they now have length and height limits, which might create a problem, but I don't know. I've heard people talking about build limit recently. So I am gonna go and grab. Ship menu is way more structured. Nice. Yeah, it's they've cleaned up a lot of the UI. I am really happy with it. They did a temporary thing where they moved the build bar to the left side of the screen. It was really annoying. I'm glad they got that idea out of their heads. It works on the bottom. It didn't need to be changed. They agreed. They put it back. Okay, so let's see. Now that it's light out and I can actually show this thing here. Where's Hap? You flying the monkfish? We do have to go to the moon at some point in time in the very near future. Use up food faster than O2. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the menu on the side was horrible. It just buggered with everything. But yeah, they pretty much revamped all of the UI for it, which they're on a good heading now. But let's see if I can find something we need here. Cobalt wouldn't be a bad idea. Complete opposite direction that I'm going. You're in the monkfish passenger seat. Okay. Yeah, let's go up to the planet, or up to the moon. We'll take a trip. Radioactivity and temperature, you sure do. Plants will now die if they are not in a minimum of 70 Fahrenheit environment. So the airtight thing works really well. And yeah, radiation can be a real pain in the ass. But that's why we have these EVA boosters, and there are temperature and radiation boosters that you can get in there too. Get off my planet! Server messages. Gotta love the server messages. Alright, so up and away. Yeah, the temperature gauges, there are, like, right now, if I were to walk out onto Skillon, the planet Skillon, I'd die, because it is just too hot there. I think you need, like, a minimum of 2 EVA boosters on a suit of armor in order to survive it. Yeah, it's crazy. Negative 202 degrees in space, with 2.2 units of radiation. Thankfully, I am protected from it. We're in this ship. That right there is a recent addition. The thing that I'm pointing at right there, that is a drone carrier. It will spawn drones at you. You never grabbed armor? Uh-oh. Whoops. You can survive out there for a minute. Not long, but like less than a minute. Okay, probably 30 seconds. More like 10. You should just stay in your seat. Yeah, the environment is very hostile now. Feldar, how's it going? Welcome. We're going to land on the moon here. And we've got a couple, I set up a few mining drones. Don't worry, it's fine. Just stay where you are, and you should be fine. Indeed. Oh, how's that for targeting? I put a waypoint between the two of them so that I would remember, where both of them are. Let's see. Okay. You're not wearing your helmet. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Your faction member made an SV. If you send it to me, I do not have links active in my chat because unfortunately the first day that I streamed I had a rather unfortunate incident, so I shut that off. But if you send me, I just like to look at stuff before I put it out there to other people viewing. I'm sure you'll understand. Let's see. If it's a severed head, I'm going to be very upset. Indeed. As a passenger, if you hit your left alt key, you should be able to look around. Same goes for in vessels too. If I'm flying forward and I tap alt, and you don't have to hold it. It's a toggle. All right, I will check that out. Give me one moment here. Need to find my other drone. Got to harvest that stuff out of the hydrogen generators on the planet. All right, fly. Get us out of here. We can go if you want. You can, fly around this and kind of, give a look around and see where stuff is. Just if you see any structures, you might want to avoid them, and because it can be shenanigans. Ha! Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. Oh, that is okay. That is a really I'm happy to share that. I'm happy to share that. That is a cool HV. Or is it an SV? You said. And oh my god, that is cool. Yeah, that is awesome. An SV, that is crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So this crashed capital vessel over here. I don't think it respawns, but I want to check to see if it doesn't. It doesn't fly well. It's not meant to be moved around. Yeah, I can imagine that it's got to be a little clunky, but still an awful lot of fun. There's let's see. Actually, let me grab while we're not getting shot at, sitting right here. I have my Imgur album for the rocket ship that I was talking about. This is a mount that was designed by a guy. He goes by Humpy Pants in Trove, and I built this a nod to a mount that he created in Trove by building a rocket ship, and that's the album for it. It gives a pretty good view of the whole thing, and it's pretty monstrous. I mean, if you know the size of a turret for a CV, you can compare the turret that's on the nose of the ship to the rest of it, and yeah, it's pretty big. It's not certainly not the largest ship I've ever seen built in Empyrion, but I think it's got style. And this parks in it. This ship is the same one that is parked in it in a couple of those screenshots. So it's it's capable of holding an SV, a good sized SV in it. And then let's see. I think the Akua station. There's an NPC. There's a whatchamacallit? Oh, the workshop link. Yeah, that's. I think isn't that the one that you sent me? Did I put the wrong one up there? But yeah, go for it. You just threw up a little in your helmet. Well, that's okay. Oh, it's on the workshop. That's awesome. I've been a little shy to put stuff up there. I might put the rocket ship up there once I'm done tweaking it. It still needs a little bit of work here and there. But it's pretty cool. Just clean it up later. Indeed. What is the... Let's see. I think that's got to be in your inventory. You're about to go blind. Actually, I shouldn't even do that here because that would be painful. There is... don't touch me. The remainder of the journey. Indeed. Keep your hands, legs, and vomit inside the vehicle at all times. Oh, cool. Alrighty. I will check that out in just a moment here. The other thing that they added, night vision goggles, which, Hap, we've got to get you a set. As long as you are wearing your helmet and you have them in your inventory. Oh, that is too bright. Wow. Okay. Sorry about that. Night vision. Night vision is wonderful. Oh my god, it's the villagers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yikes. Okay. We're alright. We can... those things are nice nice places for XP as well, because they... you can climb up on top of something and shoot at them and they can't hit you, and it's good. Now this place, on the other hand, going inside this is kind of like, well, if you don't have armor and a lot of health kits and stuff like that, it's kind of like death. In fact, it's just like death in the way that you die. Lots and lots of deaths. You can hear the screaming coming from underneath this place, and we didn't know how to get into it before when we first found this place. And then we found our way in. Wish we hadn't. That was not fun. But the yeah, there's a lot of dying. Then we we got armed to the teeth. Things are screaming. I don't like that. Indeed, yeah. See, we couldn't find our way into the basement of it at first because they had it kind of covered up. And so we get in there and oh, I don't think this will fit. I don't think this thing is gonna fit in there. Oh well, that's all right. I got a couple of missile launchers on the front end of this thing that would, fix that, but I don't think I want to. Let's go ahead and switch this thing off just so we conserve power. So, and one neat little trick to your forward-facing engines, we were talking about them being covered over. One of the things that you can do there is put grill work over the front end, and that way, and those plates are armored. Yep, I left the skiff running. Oh well. I do that all the time. I leave it on. That's what I do. Oops. Park this in here. And I've got that link, and if anybody that is anybody out there playing Empyrion that wants that fork loader, the forklift for their blueprint list, I've got the link here. Thank you, Veldar. And here you go. There is the goggles. They do nothing. That is the workshop link to that construction. I think that's cool. I tell your buddy kudos, much applause. I mean, there's one thing about making a functional, useful, utilitarian vehicle, and it can be pretty easy to build, straightforward, and like the mining skiff. Like that mining skiff is just utilitarian. It's not very pretty, but it's useful, and that's it. But building something like that, even if it's not the most practical thing in the game, it is classy. What it lacks in functionality, it makes up for double with style. I think that's just me. It's pretty awesome. I like it. I think it's pretty neat. I'll have to build one, get the blueprint, and build one in here just to play around with it, just to see how it handles, what it feels like. It's cute. I just wish we could mount drills pointing downward, because I have a drill unit in Space Engineers that I would love to reconstruct in Empyrion, but the physics won't allow me to. Indeed, famous style points. Agreed. So, okay, so now that it's light out, incoming walkers. Uh-oh. Walkers? Oh, hell. Let's see. Oh, yeah, those guys. Yeah, shoot them. They're worth a lot of experience. You can climb up on top of, well, pretty much anything, and they can't hit you. And they have plants. Try and get their attention here. Ow. Oh, I have their attention. One thing that I hope they do is extend the drop vanish time. Yeah, Talon Guards. They're harmless. Well, mostly harmless. But they have this will be removed in 1 minute thing that is really annoying. Hopefully they will open up that a little bit. And 2 T1 sniper headshots and they're dead. Yep, indeed. I'm a bad shot with a sniper rifle. I'm more I prefer an accuracy by volume kind of thing. He has quite a few workshop items that your faction uses. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to look through. You don't think that applies on this server? True. Okay. So I was going to demonstrate the motorbike never disappeared. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. The old pray and spray, indeed. How about I go in the direction that I was wanting to go in before, and we'll get that cobalt. These look like they follow different rules. Yeah. Could very well be. I'm gonna up our cobalt a little bit. Server was only for player made items. Yeah, indeed. That's right. This one up here on the mountain I already have partially drilled out, so I'm going to continue on with this one. But if you had, I don't know how long ago they added drills to the game, if that's been something that was there the whole time, but know that what you knew about the old T1 drills and mining ore is all about to change. because if you watch down in the lower left-hand corner, it's going to give you a reading of how much ore I'm taking in, and you'll notice the counter can barely keep up with it. It just keeps adding it to the same one. Instead of, oh, you picked up 6 here, you picked up 5 here, you picked up 3 here. No, we're all about destroying everything. It's ridiculous how fast this thing mines. Considering sniper rounds stack up to 500, you last quite a bit longer. That's true. That is very true. Now I just got to work on my aim. I'm really bad with a sniper rifle. Okay, so just that little bit of mining. Let's see here. We'll go into this and cargo box. That produced a little bit more than a stack of cobalt. That tickles. Drilling holes in the server. The server is known for cheeky commentary. So yeah, it drills. It drills. Yeah, I'm not really in it for the combat. That's more of a diversion than anything else. I'm really all about the building of things. But once I get done building something, I like to go and shoot things with it. So that works out well. That there is something to do. You like the server? You want to beat that guy? Hap knows him. Okay, turning off the mining skiff. There we go. I turned it off this time. And then, yeah, I love this thing. Even if it does look like a monkfish, even if it is only spiritually resembling a raptor, I think any BSG fan would look at it and know instantly what I was going for, but then immediately laugh at how bad of a job I did trying to do it. Like, yeah, I could see what you were going with. I could see what you were going for there. I did name it the monkfish. It's in the blueprints. It's named the raptor, but in here it is totally named the monkfish. Had to. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Let's see here. Where's my brain? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, alright, we already got, oh, hydrogen, oxygen, and water. I've got those things set up over here. Let's take out the bike and just ride over. The bike sounds different now. Still has no guts. Still does not turn worth a damn. But it's still handy. Ugh. Sorry about the camera jerkiness. That is something I do not see when I am not streaming. And my rig is not by any stretch top of the line, but it is a pretty smoking rig for the budget that I was on. I am very, very, very happy with my computer. I cannot stress enough that how fortunate I feel to have this thing. It really, really is incredible. Comparatively to the things that I'm used to using, my old computer was oh my goodness, it was a potato. Would have been nice. It would have been like I could have upgraded my old computer with a couple $100 to turn it into a potato. That's, yeah, it was bad. How it ran GTA 5, I don't know. I really don't know. Poorly, that it did, but yeah, this rig and all of my stats, I put all the component list down on the bottom to underneath my stream feed there, so that I could, now that I actually have something worth posting there, which is really nice. Save money for ages. Yeah, I hear that. They're not cheap. Thankfully, I had a benefactor, a couple of benefactors, and some very good fortune that it fell right around my birthday. And then on top of, I do some stuff on the internet for, a little pocket change here and there that I threw in on that, and yeah. Potatoes are magic. They offer us food, booze, and Ubisoft servers. That was good. Okay, that was good. I've got too much stuff in my inventory here. Let's see. 66K with a 1070. Wow, nice. I am. I think I'm on the. Is it the 1050? I think the 1050. I think that's the one that I'm on. It's great. It's a great card, and I got it. Oh my God, did I get it for a deal? Oh yes. I think I paid. $100. Damn it, I can't remember now. I remember thinking, that like 2 weeks after I ordered it, yeah, the 1050. I remember looking at it like 2 or 3 weeks after I ordered it, and it was like, yeah, it's already up to $188, and I think I paid $130 for it. I want to say, maybe. That's excellent. Yeah, and Hap, you just seriously upgraded your main machine, right? The 1080. Yeah, yeah, your rig is a beast. This is certainly no slouch. I'm very very firm in my belief that this machine is no slouch. However, your new rig is two solid state drives just for fun. Yeah, see, you went all out, man. That's awesome. Okay, put some of this stuff up. You get a 750 Ti. Still a good card. Still a very good card. Nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure. I had the what was it, a 650? I think it was a 650 GTX 650, something like that. It came into a little bit of money, so you splurge. It was worth it. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Yup. Okay, so I need to get rid of a lot of this crap because I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, this can all go in here if it'll fit. Getting close. Little bit. Yeah. Came with an Intel SSD for free. Oh, wow, nice. That's excellent. See, and that was the deal. Ever been short on spoiled food? No. Because, well, once I was. And I realized, it was before I realized that spoiled food was needed for certain things. And so I was just throwing it all away. And then I built me a food processor and went, oh crap, half this stuff requires spoiled food. But yeah, it's in order to do anything, um, it's it requires this. All of this food, none of it's close to rotting. Yeah. Thankfully, they just turned the food processor into a refrigerator, which is just fantastic. That is truly exciting. That was something that was well and truly needed. Plus, we're farming this stuff for experience points, and we've got a lot of this food stuff that really we don't have much to do with because canned veg is the way to go. Um, so it just ends up, building and building and building and building and building. Yeah, a job would help. Yes, I agree. Unfortunately, I live in such a rural area, and I am an unskilled laborer, or only skilled laborer. I'm an uneducated laborer. So the extent of my jobs are pretty bad. And where I live, it would require me driving far enough that the job wouldn't really be worth it between the wear and tear on the car, the having to drive my wife to and from work and fit a schedule in between all of that. It just doesn't make sense for me to have a job outside of the house right now. If I could get paid, you know, more than minimum wage, unfortunately, that's all I'm good for. It would not work out too well. So if you're debating on whether an education is worth it, it is. Trust me, because I don't have one, and I know it would be worth it if I did. Okay, let's see. We'll throw that in there because we could probably use more of these things. But I'm going to go ahead and pull one of those and one of those, since that's basically our main materials constructor, and this is more of a refinery than anything else. Go to school in Europe? Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, here in the US of A, they want you to pay a lot of money to get a piece of paper that says that you paid a lot of money to get a piece of paper. I've worked for a lot of people with that piece of paper that didn't know jack about the job they were doing. A lot more people than I've worked with that had that piece of paper and knew what they were doing. So, yeah. The life of an enthusiast is expensive. Amen to that. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will never agree with something more. That is truth. Right there. Let's see. Armor. See, okay. What I'm gonna do this because Hap, you should do this. I'm going to put a suit together for you here, just to make sure that if and when we do go out into space again, you can survive it. Armor locker. Put that in there. Since mine's a little bit beat up already. There you go. The armor locker has a suit of medium armor for your squishy ass. You're in Europe as well? Oh, that's cool. See, and if I could get an education for free, I'd be a lot more inclined. Well, not free, if it was part of paying taxes, I would do that. Space is spooky, never going back. Oh, come on, coward. Let's see. I've got stuff in here that I don't need in here. That should go upstairs. I've got to rearrange all this stuff. So, 2 EVA packs on light armor for space travel, 4 armor boosts on heavy armor for combat and raiding. Anything else on medium armor? Yep, yeah, indeed. That is a good call. And I'm still, I mean, I've got, I don't even know how many hours. How many hours do I have in this game? There is, I'm going to check that because I've got a lot of hours in it, but I'm still learning a lot about how the game works and stuff like that. Oh, somebody, I got trapped up by the workshop. Somebody put a very good looking representation of the Galactica. Oh, that looks fantastic. Wow. Damn. That is crazy. Let's see. Okay. Because that is just an incredible build that I got completely distracted by. That is a pretty good looking Galactica. The back end could be a little bit larger on it for scale's sake, but yeah, that looks really good. Let's see. Empyrion, 483 hours I have in Empyrion, and I'm still learning quite a bit about it. I'm going to have to come up with more storage units pretty soon. Just throw this in the rotter. We don't really need it anything. Oh, you have a Rocket League tournament coming up? Alright, well, have fun. Good luck in that. I hope you win. Do enjoy. Please come back. I do all kinds of weird stuff. Sometimes even have people talking with me. Let's see here. Winning is irrelevant. It's all about the fun. All right, there you go. That's a great attitude to have. Well, I hope you win at the fun. That's excellent. I've seen that game before. It looks like a lot of fun. It also looks very frantic. I gotta put some angled spotlights on this too. Where do you want to store plant sprouts? I have them in that locker next to the food processor. Starting to get a little stumpy on this end here. And make sure I'm not dropping frames from... Okay, I am a little bit, but not badly. I had the most fun. No, I did. Fistfight ensues. You made an SV based on the ship that I linked to a picture of. Okay. Oh, yes. The ship from The Expanse. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's got to be cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta see a ship based on that. That's gotta look pretty cool. Winning is irrelevant. Fun is irrelevant. It's all about style and fashion. There you go. I've never watched it. I've watched parts of it over my wife's shoulder. Unfortunately, I spend too much time staring at this screen to stare at any other screens. I pretty much I watch. I think all of about 2 or 3 series, and that is about as much as I can fit into my life at this moment. But yeah, Netflix, it'll get binged at one point in time or another. We do have sci-fi; they'll run it. But yeah, I hear it was pretty good. And I didn't really follow it. It was moreover. Oh, I'm wandering. Sorry about that, Hap. The plants I've got over here. Oh, you got the books. Nice. Yeah, I forget those guys have plants. Had plants. Yeah. Let's see. And I've got a lot of this stuff, so you feel free to take all of that. That doesn't rot, and so hanging on to it in your inventory is usually a good call. They do not need to be chilled. Chilled plants. I find it funny that if you put the plant in the refrigerator, you can take the plant out of the refrigerator and plant it, and it'll be fine. If you plant the plant in non-airtight circumstances, like out here, 58, 46 degrees, it would die instantly. But you can put the plant in the fridge and leave it there indefinitely, and it will live forever. So, one of the things that I think I probably put in another storage bin somewhere. Yes. I have a T3 miner on an iron ore spot here on Akua, and then we have the diamium, however you pronounce it, and sathium. Both I've got a miner for both of those on the moon. Yeah, it really is. It changes the entire game, getting those auto miners. But the drill, the T2 drill, like, the T2 version of this, oh, they are good. Well, you saw it in action. They're good. They're really, really good. I'm a big fan. Don't confuse logic with game mechanics. Yeah, well, every now and again I make that mistake. What was I looking for in here? Stuff and things. Things and stuff. I believe I put a bunch of stuff in this, one of these cargo containers down here. Oh, now I remember. When I moved this stuff. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Spoiled food. More spoiled food. You can put auto miners under deposits? No kidding. That's excellent. No, I did not know that. That is brilliant. Okay. I'm just going to throw the rest of this stuff in here for now. Okay. Alright, I'm going to organize it later because it's boring. There is, let's see, I've got a base starter. And I've got a bunch of steel blocks. I have some hardened steel blocks. Admin knew and dug from his base to the core, and then under every deposit, all the ores, and nobody knows. Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy. That is insane. Whoops. That is crazy. That's good. Hap, don't get any ideas. What about the red blocks? Red blocks, red blocks. Maybe they were added for that. Yeah, they're the lava, lava rock or something. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. There is. Let me go and grab a vehicle here. I like daylight where I go. The lava's, yeah, the lava's solid. That part I knew about, but I wasn't sure if the temperature would kill me or not, and I did not want to take the chance that I get stuck in it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it damages or not. Server I'm on a planet has a. Oh God! Oh God! Has 5G. Ouch. That would be a little rough. Is that the silicon deposit that I'm... Because there's one of these that is basically a giant pit of death. And I want to make sure that I'm not about to fall into it. Yeah, see the red down there. I really don't want to fall in. Because getting out of that pit was a pain in the ass. That took me a while. Yeah, I need to put a caution tape, because that really is a pit of death. Badly a pit of death. But this drill People were parking their CVs near the center hub so people would face cumulative gravity of 7 Gs. Oh, getting out of a clone vat killed you? That's excellent. Yep. I wasn't sure if that would kill me or not, so I kind of steered clear of it. Step down to a staircase, dead. Someone just stepped to a different height, dead. Nice. That's excellent. A 400 meter parking ban. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. Hell, I should have just left this on while you were building that. That would have provided a lot of light. Probably too much light. It probably would have been blinding looking into it. If you wanted your CV back. Nice. That's amazing. I can't blame him. That would have to be a pain. Having all that scrap metal sitting outside. So how's this coming along over here? That's amazing. Okay. Oops, wrong button. Okay, so there was a reason why I put that to a stop. There was something I was gonna. I need more hardened, whatchamacallits there. I need more cobalt, which I know I still have not emptied out the mining vessel over here. Did this have... It's easy to get disorganized in this game. Very easy to get disorganized. Oh, they had dug with a gold meteor? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. And it sounds like some very interesting shenanigans go on some of those other servers out there. We're pretty tame here. We're more apt to blow ourselves up than each other, I think. Okay. Let's see. But again, please do not give Hap any ideas. I'm going to make a couple hundred of those. I should put these... Right. I will never be tamed. forgot to put that in the fridge over here. Puny humans. It's an uppity server. Very uppity server. Hey, we're stuck and rich. Yeah, indeed. That's crazy. I'm gonna drone CV. Oh, yikes. That's scary. Damn, that's nuts. Food. Muncha. Indestructible hull, several turrets firing. Turrets were indestructible. Oh, the turrets were destructible? Oh, that's good. At least that. Goodness. Just flopped around the base afterwards. Yeah, that had to be good. That had to be fun to watch. Let's see. We have so much O2. Because I am planning on, I'm actually going to build something out in space, something of another base like this one, because building in zero gravity is a hell of a lot easier than building in gravitied places, for obvious reasons, the whole flying around thing. So, just got to figure out where. I don't want to build too near that drone carrier because, it'll keep throwing drones. Build from a drone? Yeah, I could build from a drone, but the nice thing is that when you're building, because you can use F5 to use the drone and build in gravity planets, but if I accidentally cut a block free from the rest of this ship, it doesn't break and crash in space. It just stays there and waits for you to reconnect it. Very handy. Especially when working on a large vessel and you have a bad habit of removing blocks without thinking about where they were. Docking an HV in space is a nightmare. I found that out in a previous save. Yeah. It's better to not do that ever, unless you really want Clang, and it turns out to be a nightmare. I don't know why it's always night. I think the day cycle is like a minute long, and the night cycle is like 3 hours long or something. I don't know. But I am going to park here for a moment and go and get a leg stretch and never undock an HV in space. Don't do it. I agree. Veldar is absolutely 100% right. Don't do that. It is bad. Like bad news bears, like a whole pack of bad news bears. Okay, so I'm going to pause this for a moment. I will be back very shortly. I just need to go and stretch the legs a little bit for this last hour, and coffee's catching up with me, so there you go. I shall Nice. That is excellent. Get that raptor out of the factory when you get back. Raptor out of the factory. I really want to punch him. Blood spatter, but no damage. And the origin of my name. Yes, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure about the raptor in the factory. Ow. Ow. The raptor in the factory? I hope it's not. It should be outside. The hell? And the origin of my name, the first part of it, the Market part of it, my mother-in-law even calls me Market. My wife calls me Market when I'm getting in trouble. And then, but yeah, it's basically it's been a nickname of mine for roughly ever. I think I've been carrying that nickname around with me for like 26 or 27 years now. Oop. See, I just did that. That was just my lights. That wasn't the shop. Okay, let's see. Wait, hang on. Let me read this. Status on the raptor. It's outside. Yeah, the monkfish. That's the raptor. I don't have the original one, unfortunately, because that didn't ever get saved as a blueprint, sadly. So the second part of my name, the Defiant Few part, is because I originally started streaming Trove after having been a Defiance addict for 3-4 years. So it kind of, the Defiant Few part, because no one would let me have the name Market, except for Trove, which was really weird. So I just added the Defiant Few onto the end of it because everybody, that knew me from Trove, most people that knew me from Trove knew me from Defiance. So it, carried it along. And I wrote to Tryon a couple of times and said this name isn't going to be a problem for you guys, right? Like, even if I start streaming and if I become someone that gains revenue off of a stream or something like that, I'm gonna building a dev designed ship called Oh, I gotcha. Is there one in there? No, unfortunately, that was my own. That was just my own thing, and really bad. Unfortunately. But yeah, they got a bunch of prefabs in here for stuff like this. We have plenty of stuff to build these things too. There's some CVs. That's pretty cool looking. That's pretty cool. There's some good ones. Oh, it didn't make the raptor monkfish connection. Gotcha. Okay, I see. That makes sense then. But yeah, I had the old community director for Tryon, Eric, told me that no, it won't be a problem as long as you're not, like trying to sell our stuff as your own, or selling it based on that name, or anything like that. I'm like, no, that's not at all what I'm on about. You're like, okay, no problems. And when I became an affiliate for through Twitch, I sent him another letter to the new community director because I don't think Eric works there anymore, and I never heard back from him. So as far as as far as the law is concerned, if it doesn't say you can't, you can. So there's my name. I should truncate it though. I should change it to like just DF instead of Defiant Few, but because it's a little clunky. I honestly didn't expect to be doing this with any kind of popularity or followers or even other people at all. So it was kind of a surprise when all that stuff started happening, and like, okay, well, hopefully this name won't give me a problem. It shouldn't, but so that's okay. We'll figure it out. If anything ever comes of it, it'll be all right. So let's see. If you're going to put guns on that thing, you need to make sure that you have an ammo box. The constructor isn't necessary. I made this ship to kind of live out of it. That's why it's got so many refrigerators. That's why it has a pretty high fuel capacity. I made this as kind of a live out of SV. But I am probably going to fly out into space and find a spot for this base block here. I don't have any real plans. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but something. It needs to be something. So many chat windows. Uh-oh, which one did you get? Because I have too many. I hear you. But I agree. Too many. Way too many. And then on top of it, trying to manage all of that stuff on a normal non-widescreen, like 15-inch monitor. Think your ship is going to take a lot of tweaking? Why? I mean, they all do, but, there's nothing wrong with it taking a lot of tweaking. Okay. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, plan it out and shaping works. Yeah, I get you. That's okay. That's a lot of what it is. For me, I usually I start building something just like you did here. Um, lay something down and just start sticking blocks on it until it starts to take a shape, and then I work with that shape. It's yep, it's good stuff. Let's see. I am thinking that I'm going to, because I've got about a half an hour left here, I'm going to jump out into space and put down a block to start building a space platform. Because I figure if I can build a platform out in space, we can use this base still for when we're down here, because we're going to need it for water, oxygen, and hydrogen. There are other planets, but then, why not just, we've got a base set up here that will run for quite a while without You gonna sign out and enjoy the stream? Awesome, dude. We'll work on that ship. At least hopefully now it's not as daunting as it was before you started playing with the building aspect. Hopefully it's not nearly as scary, because it can be pretty daunting. But once you get the hang of it, really easy. Very cool. And let's see. Okay. We'll get out in space here and try and find a decent place to set up a permanent structure in space. Hopefully something not too far away from an asteroid with ore in it, because I can get sathium and neodymium from asteroids. Is that the drone, or is that Thermica Station? That's the drone. Run away. I'd like to kind of have it halfway between the moon and Akua. There's the neodymium, and I think that there should be. Alright, y'all, have fun. Take care. Enjoy your evening. Sleep well, and all that fun stuff. What I'd like to find, because see, there's a Sathium asteroid, but there should also be a Promethium asteroid out here somewhere. And honestly, I would not mind building a base near an asteroid that you can mine for energy. Power is always a good idea, I think. There's the Promethium asteroid. Okay. So what I can do here, hopefully this will work now. There was a time when this, when the map markers would not work in space, but I think they do now. Yeah, excellent. This way we'll be kind of close to the moon, kind of close to the moon, as well as Akua, and power won't be that far away. Nor will neodymium and sathium. Pretty much, I think, like here would be an acceptable location. It's more of a thing of keeping keybinds in mind, rotating blocks, splitting stacks, etc. I already used a med kit accidentally instead of moving it to storage. Yeah, I completely get you there. It's the interaction with the game is a little fumbly, or quite a lot fumbly. They don't give you a whole hell of a lot of information. Like, I accidentally discovered that you could move half of a stack, that you could pick up half of a stack. I discovered that quite by mistake. And then I thought, Huh. How much other stuff like this exists in this game, and I'm not aware of it? Hell, maybe I should sit down and do an offline video, not even stream this, just do an offline video of all the different command functions in this game and post it on my YouTube. I keep threatening to do stuff like that. I just got to get around to actually doing it. Mm-hmm. Alright, there it is. Um... So now when I get... Oh, I didn't take. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Will it let me do that? No. Let's see. Probably punctuation. I hate to leave it like that, but... Huh. Maybe one... No, I've... Spaces? There we go. I guess spaces. Hit return. Pfft. Okay, let's try it. Usually just clicking off of it. Okay, there we go. Usually just clicking off of it had been accepting it before. That's new. So I'm used to the old it just accepting it when you typed it in. Maybe you can name a Nendu faction. That could be. That Snow Moon. Heh. Indeed, that Snow Moon. But yeah, I'm basically taking an extra precaution about not getting that that core destroyed out of there by a random AI coming in this direction. So, but I don't really have any ideas for what I'm going to do with this. All I know is that by the next time I stream Empyrion, it's probably going to be fracking huge. That much is likely. Dun, 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 dun. But like like I say, I think a lot of my builds here or Trove, wherever, See, there's me fidgeting over the buttons. Um, whatever I'm building, I kind of just start adding blocks to a structure, and then it will kind of, for lack of a better term, start speaking to me on what shape it's going to take. And I don't really have any real rhyme or reason to it. The core's only enemy here is Sarg. That's true. That is true. There is a drone ship flying around out there. Just to be fair, there are hostiles in the area. Oh, ow. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to have to be. I'm going to need plant stuff for this. And of course, I'm not going to power it yet because I'm going to build. I want to build a lot of the structure first, and then work on outfitting it with materials after the fact, because it's a lot easier. I've found, anyway, the way that I build, it's a lot easier for me to build a structure and then go ahead and tailor it to being useful. Putting in power and fuel tanks and all that stuff. See, that drone is awfully nearby. That's that drone ship right there. And maybe what we can do, Hap, if we get a little time to work in here before next time we ever stream this, maybe we can put together a couple of heavier fighters. This one, I've taken out that drone ship with this ship once before, but it required a couple of reloadings, and the whole ship didn't make it out. This thing was very, very beat to hell after trying to fight that thing, because it's constantly spawning drones and it has turrets on it. So by the time you take out the drones, he's already spawning 2 more, and yeah, it yeah, can be fun. Lots of fun. Something we've discovered before? Oh, spaceport. Yeah, that thing is super violent. It doesn't respawn? That I don't know. That I'm not sure of. But I assure you, by the time at least I'm done building that base, if you're gonna, help me out with it, throw in on building it, which would be really super awesome, it will be more than capable of defending itself against a couple of drones and a carrier. Because when I build something like that, it's I make sure it's either going to be in a safe place or it is excessively defended. And this one is built in a good place. The other one will be excessively defended. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So the big thing now, really, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just crafting a boatload of hardened steel blocks, and I'll probably skin the outside of the base with combat steel. So it'll have a combat steel layer backed by a hardened steel layer, and then I'll probably build most of the interior out of steel blocks just because it's more cost effective to do that way. But I do like the idea of having quite a few hardened steel to back up the outer armor, because you can have the whole thing covered in combat steel, but that combat steel on the inside touches air. All it takes is one block, and then your whole thing is now vented to space. So I tend to bulk it a little bit. Bulkheads. That's why they call them bulkheads. So I'll just end up crafting a bunch of those, and then maybe I'll use the advanced, this advanced constructor, because they're both advanced constructors now, to go ahead and construct a few hundred of those. And then, oh, you know what? I got like 15 minutes left here. So what I'm going to do is grab this. I really needed to make the ceilings higher in here. This is very, very ineffective for a larger ship. There's a tunnel in here that has two very awful guns right at the end of it. And so I like to drill a hole through here, even though it's really expensive. Let's see, what does RCS stand for? I believe it stands for Reaction Control Thrusters, or a Reaction Control System. But I may be wrong. It's better to use the shotgun for this, to be honest. It takes two to blow them up. Hey, another armor boost. These are some of the things that respawn, that have been respawning. So I've been coming in here and clearing out, like, basically down to here, and leaving that the rest of this alone, because it's kind of dangerous. Not even kind of dangerous, it's really damn dangerous. Ah. Using the elevator to your advantage. Turn in loot at Lester's apartment. I don't really want to go to Lester's apartment. Lester's a creepy guy. So yeah, there's a lot more stuff down there, but I don't think I am properly equipped for it. I'm wearing medium armor with an EVA unit on it, an EVA boost, and that is a bad idea because the EVA boost knocks like 150 armor off of you, so it can be quite painful. Coffee. Oh yeah. Oh, there's another medium armor. Like we don't have 12 suits of that already. But yeah, there's an awful lot of screaming underneath me, huh? Let's see. I don't want to go down there. Not without a missile launcher. It's just too long to stand in the open to get through there. Ah. There are turrets here. Don't. Okay, I'm out of space. I'm gonna get out of here before I get shot. All right. I don't think these respawn. Oh, hey. I don't think we've ever cleared this one out before. Either that or it respawned and I'm like totally off my rocker about what respawns and what doesn't. But it didn't seem like these respawned at all. Interesting. And these things can be cored so that you can destroy them. You can dismantle it, basically. So I'm not sure. The core, I think, in this one is basically right down there. You got to dig it out. Oh yeah. Sweet. I just crafted one of those for you. Dope. Oh, I know that there are more containers in here. I don't necessarily think I want to dig for them right now. I don't know if I can boost up there or not. Let's see. What? I cannot. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to be digging my way out anyway. Good thing that I brought one of these. Because you can get stuck under things. It's fun. It's always good to have your drill with you. Let's see this. I love that they did this. This is something that just, it made it feel like it was a crashed ship. You know, that they buried half of it under the ground and built it this way so that you could actually go and dig this thing out of the ground. It's pretty insane. Rotation control system? Yeah, that could very well be. Now, the cool thing about this is no longer cored, which means it is ready to accept one, and bam, this is now ours. And the neat thing about that is once you have cored the thing, you can get into all the devices and take all of the stuff. The only thing it doesn't show is alien containers, which I don't think this has any. Yeah, this makes it a lot easier. Excellent. So, and then, you know, obviously the benefit of that is that this whole thing is made out of, I believe, combat steel blocks. And sometimes it's a little messed up, like right here. This is giving me blocks for a small ship, and it is actually a large ship. So yeah, they have a bit of a problem there. But you can also use this same, you can use the deconstruct part of it to break it down into plates, you know, so that you can build stuff with, instead of building it with you know, tearing it down into blocks. This will allow you to instead make it give you the construction materials for it. So, all right, Hap. If you feel like destroying something, that Titan is ours now. So there you go. Yeah, apparently there's a little bit of a bug with it, that it's recognizing that as an SV and not a CV, which it should. But yeah, oops. Oh yeah, coffee. Send the boys out to work it over tomorrow. Nice. See, that would be nice. Deconstruction bots, like the mining bot. You just put it over a construction that you own, and it slowly pulls the thing apart into its components. That would be fantastic, dude. That's a brilliant idea. Alright. So, I'm going to put this stuff away. Leave some of that in there. Oh, no, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need those. Okay, and then It's nice to have two constructors working like that, because you can really ramp up the output, especially when you're just making blocks. It is very, very handy for that. So, let's see. But yeah, I'm gonna plot out what I want to do with that space base there. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but something. And I'm completely open to suggestions. So you feel free to throw in on that if you wish. I have zero problems with that. All right, but I am going to, looks to be just about 4 o'clock, so I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Thank you guys for hanging out today, Hap especially, because it's been good for the level of feedback and stuff to talk about shipbuilding and all of that. So that works out very well. Let's see here. I'm going to be back on Wednesday, probably with a whole crew of people, because Sargonis will be with me, and likely a lot of other members of the GTA crew. More than likely end up doing that, but who knows? Sarg might have a particular fondness for something else. But I will keep you posted. Yeah, this has been Empyrion. You can pick it up on Steam for $20. It's well worth it. If you didn't gather that idea from it in the last 4 hours. And the server says, "Get off my planet." So I will follow. I will follow the instructions, and I will also pass along to you a very healthy and hearty and happy "Get off my lawn."